Mortal Kombat is a movie based on a video game. I know. That's probably already enough to convince you not to watch it. Video game adaptations have been one tragedy after another, starting with Super Mario Bros. And going through the Resident Evil films and everything Uwe Boll touched. But finally, just recently, things have been looking up. Sonic the Hedgehog, it wasn't awful. Anyway, despite what I'd heard about the dumpsters that were the old Mortal Kombat films, the property seemed relatively adaptable. By that I mean there was enough material to actually make a movie, but not so much that you'd be condensing everything to the point that it's unrecognizable. And I'm happy to say I liked the new movie. By default, it's my favorite video game adaptation. Now, it's not perfect or anywhere near. There's some clunky dialogue. The main character is the least interesting character. There's some glaring plot holes. And every now and then the choreography gets weaker for no apparent reason. But it also does a lot right. The movie is genuinely fun and never really drags. The action is often great, and they come up with really creative fatalities. And speaking of those, they managed to incorporate a lot of things from the game without it feeling awful. I remember during our Resident Evil movies binge, which I recommend others do, those movies were hilariously bad. We got to the second film and it sure did have Nemesis, and he sure did look like he looked in the game. It's hard to take things like character designs from a video game and put them into live action and not have it look bad, but Mortal Kombat manages to make every character resemble their game counterparts and pepper in references and Easter eggs, and it still all works. I watched this with friends, which is probably the way to go, and two of them knew the Mortal Kombat lore, and they were both happy to see how it was handled, but I, knowing nothing, was also happy as the movie did explain everything that needed to be explained. I was never lost on the plot or world. They didn't assume every moviegoer would know everything, and yeah, it was the right choice. It allows the film to work on its own, without knowledge of the game. At the end of the day, this isn't the greatest thing ever, but it's fun and well made, makes a lot of good choices. It's by default the best video game adaptation and genuinely just a quality watch. I'm giving it a high 6 out of 10. Now, the other thing I wanted to do today is lock in my Oscar predictions before they air tomorrow. I managed to see most of the films they'll be talking about, so I thought I had a good grasp on what I think should win and what I think will win. I'll just be mentioning what I think will win. This will be a little different. It'll be off script. I'm just going to talk about some stuff. Alright, so yeah, I've just pulled up the nominees on the Oscar page. For actor in a lead role, I think it will go to Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's a great performance. If it was going to go to someone else, I mean, there's lots of great performances this year. Any of these five, honestly, are all pretty fantastic, but I think the Academy will feel that they definitely have to give it to Chadwick Boseman because it'll be their last chance. With that said, it is a great performance. Even if he hadn't died, I think he would have earned it, but because he did die, I think it's a guaranteed pick. I hope that's all right to say. Actor in a supporting role, Daniel Kaluuya is my pick, and who I'd want to win also. I also kind of feel like the Academy will give it to Sacha Baron Cohen because it's a comedic actor in a serious role, and they do like that. I'm hoping not, though. Daniel Kaluuya is the best of these performances, in my opinion, and it is a standout performance. It may split the vote because of how Lakeith Stanfield also got nominated for Judas and the Black Messiah, which is odd. Definitely, he's the lead actor of that movie. Don't know quite how that happened. I'd also be satisfied with Paul Raci, but I don't think he's going to win. I was kind of surprised he was nominated anyway. Not because it's not a good performance, but it's a very quiet performance. It's not in your face. Things that the Academy typically doesn't nominate for. Not to say that they shouldn't have nominated. I definitely think they should, but I think it will go to Daniel Kaluuya in this case, which would be my pick as well. Actress in a lead role, I don't have as strong of feelings on the actress slots this year. There are good performances, but definitely it's not as stacked as the men this year. With that said, I think Frances McDormand will win for leading actress. She does great in Nomadland, and I think Nomadland will be winning a couple things. I'll get back to that in a sec. And for supporting, I'm going to say it's going to go to Olivia Colman for The Father. They like her, and she puts in a really solid performance here. I it could go to Amanda Seyfried for Mank, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna go to Olivia Colman. It's my pick. All right, animated feature. The race is between Soul and Wolfwalkers, but it's the Academy, and I feel like a lot of them just didn't even see Wolfwalkers, so I'm gonna say Soul. Soul's a good pick anyway. Great movie. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think just by default, it's gonna win. Cinematography. This one's interesting. I think it'll go to Nomadland, and I think of their nominees, it deserves it. I think there were actually some better choices for cinematography this year, but that's okay. I did like the cinematography in Nomadland, the documentary style, and I think Nomadland will grab it here above these choices. I could see them giving it to Mank, again for the period stylings, but I don't think so. I think Mank's gonna be the film this year that got nominated for a bunch and then didn't really win much. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. We'll see. Costume design. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't my forte. Emma's period work is very impressive. Mank's period work's very impressive. Yeah, either of those. I'll say Mank wins this one. I'm not sure though. Definitely one of my less confident picks. Directing, Nomadland, Chloe Zhao, feeling it, definitely feeling that. I think Nomadland's gonna win a bunch. I think directing's gonna be one of the big ones. There's Thomas Vinterberg being nominated for directing is great, but I don't see it happening. There's enough debate on Mank being a good film. I think it's great, but I get why a lot of people don't even like it. I don't think it'll have the votes. Minari, I don't know. It could. I don't see it. And Promising Young Woman, I don't see it. So yeah, Nomadland. Documentary feature. Of these, I think it'll go to Crip Camp. It's feel good. It is well made. It made my top 20 of the year. I did like it quite a bit. Wasn't my favorite documentary, but my favorite documentary wasn't nominated. Surprise pick would be Collective, and I could see it happening. It's very raw and real, but I don't know. It did some things wrong in my opinion, but I think the Academy is going to get hung up on just kind of how hopeless that documentary is. Whereas I think Crip Camp is more life affirming, and they'll like it in the documentary category. Short subject. I didn't see these. Yeah, I don't know. Of the titles, I have predicted Oscars correctly on titles before, but I voted this case. Film editing. This is okay. Yeah, this is definitely where I'm thinking of editing's got the biggest snub, but of these choices, I'll say it'll go to The Father. The Father has some effective editing choices starting and ending scenes. I don't know. I don't have a big opinion on this one, but I think it'll go to The Father. International feature, I think it goes to Another Round. Another Round was the only one of these nominated in another category besides Collective. But I already said I feel like Collective won't appeal to the Academy. Another Round is pretty great. If it wins, I understand. I'm a fan of that. Makeup and hairstyling. Yeah, we're back to the stuff that I'm less inclined on. Yeah, Mank again. I don't know. Music, original score. I'm going to throw in the curveball and say it goes to Soul. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong, but I'm feeling it. I don't know. Original song, I think Fight For You from Judas and the Black Messiah will get it. There's no real crowd pleaser, huge stand-up song in this group. I guess Hear My Voice, but Fight For You will win. Best Picture goes to Nomadland. I'm near positive. I've been wrong before, so definitely could be, but yeah, I don't think the others have it for various reasons. I think Nomadland has definitely just made the biggest waves. So, yeah, I feel it. I think Nomadland's gonna be the sweep, so to speak. What have I said? It gets 4 or 5 Oscars. Production design, I think will go to Mank. Another good choice would be Tenet. I have a lot of problems with Tenet, but production design isn't one of them. But I think it will go to Mank. Short film, animated. I guess I've given Mank like 3 Oscars now. When I just said earlier that it wasn't going to win much, but I don't know. It's all the production, costumes, makeup, that kind of thing. Short film, animated. I did see all these. I would like it to go to opera. I don't think it will. Opera is kind of weird and super artsy. Of these, I think it'll go to Burrow. Not a bad pick. I like Burrow. This is a good message. But yeah. Short film live action, I didn't see all these. I know Letter Room has a lot of hype behind it, although now some controversy, some accusations of plagiarism, but not in time for the Academy voting did the controversy come through. So I'm gonna say Letter Room, just from the traction it has. Sound, I think sound should go to Sound of Metal. If it doesn't go to Sound of Metal, I'd be very surprised. Sound of Metal definitely has the best sound choices, not just for its title, the things it does in that movie. Very interesting. Visual effects, I don't know, Tenet, I guess. The stuff that plays forward and backwards is very impressive. I think of these, it should get it, but yeah, I don't have strong feelings on this category this year. Adapted screenplay, I'm gonna say goes to Nomadland. I could also see it going to The Father as a clean play to film transfer in a way that doesn't feel awful. But I think in this case it will go to Nomadland. And original screenplay, last category. Yeah, this one I'm less confident on. Of the picks here, I think it'll go to Sound of Metal. Be the other Oscar for Sound of Metal. I could even see it going to Trial of the Chicago 7 on this category, but I really hope not. The writing gets progressively worse in that movie until the everyone clapped ending. Yeah, so Sound of Metal. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, hey, I even know he worked on this. Wow. Anyway, those are my picks. We'll see how right or wrong I am tomorrow. I'll probably make a comment. I won't make a whole new video, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Watch Mortal Kombat. It's good. And go to the theaters if you're vaccinated. If you're not, probably wait. And I'll see you all next week with another video. Peace.